Now recording, Craig. Now recording, Craig. I guess I should. Look, wait, one second, one second. Good deal. I had to go make sure my mic was working and it was picking up. Like, obviously, I could see myself being green when I'm talking, but I just want to make sure because a couple weeks back or whatever, I did an episode and I went to put it um, on Audacity, and for whatever reason, I tried to play it back and nothing was happening. But ever when I uploaded to Anchor, it was working. So, but it come to find out there was an update with stupid Audacity, and I had to switch the what type of file it was. I think so. It's pretty stupid. I just want to make sure. Anyways, welcome back to the Believe Me Don't podcast. Where we were getting consistent and then dropped off mainly because I was on vacation. Went to Disney World in Orlando, Florida. Then we got back last, not this Sunday, but the last Sunday, and I was ready to talk about it, but I was tired as balls because the child decided that he wanted to not sleep. Uh, you know, which is understandable, being that young and having no rules for the week and just coming back to your home and you don't want to listen. Not listen. No, we're not going to say that. Definitely out of his routine for sure. So was tired as balls, and then it took the entire week because he still was, you know, getting back in his routine. That just I was tired as balls in the night. Didn't really want to try and record anything, so I just ended up playing some games and whatnot. So, anyways, this episode is going to be a mix of a few things. I don't know if anyone will join me. I think Black Hammer was in here. However, I was playing, and I wasn't 100% sure I was going to actually do the episode. So, if he pops in or anyone else pops in, they are more than welcome. But it'll probably be me tonight. Um, I ping them, but maybe they don't pay attention to the actual channel. They probably have it muted because the amount of stuff that goes on in here when I hit record with Craig and whatnot. So that's perfectly fine. We out here. So, and it's put them in a pretty cool episode to do with them. However, I understand they got things going on, and whatever. So three things. I'm going to talk about Disney World. Secondly, Final Fantasy Tactics. Third, which was the main topic, which is going to be, and it's kind of a trend that's been happening. And you could change this in words of things that influence you, but I'm going to go with, like, most people have been doing 10 games. Like, I could probably think of 10 games, but the ones that I came off the top of my head, I only came up with 5. So, basically 5 games that influence or how you can get to know me or slash influenced me of what I am today in terms of gaming. So, first, we'll talk about Disney World. Like I said, we got back last Sunday when we went for a week. It was awesome. This is like my 4th time going. His 2nd time going. He's been alive for not as long as I have, obviously, and he's been half the times already. So, um, I never thought in my life I would ever get to go to Disney World, just in general. Uh, but since marrying into Jaden's family, uh, they're big Disney World fans and Disney fans. So I've got the opportunity to go a few times, and it's been awesome every single time. But this the past couple times have been mainly for him. He's going to grow up because around Disney, we watch a lot of the movies, um, shows, and now going to the theme park. It's going to be a part of our lives moving forward. Uh, Overall, it's every time has gotten a little bit easier because the first time that I went with them, holy crap, brother, they were running me from sun up to sundown because they are rope droppers, and the first time not even joking, I was exhausted to just pure. All I can say is pure exhaustion because of how much we were walking and just going from ride to ride to ride. So now it's a little bit more chill. For the most part, we get everything that we want to ride done. We get to eat at certain places, and definitely take advantage of the lightning lanes. If you know. So, um, and I think I got to do basically everything that I wanted to do, even though the trip is really about him. He still isn't able to ride a lot of things, but he was able to ride a lot more than he did his first time going, which is awesome. And I can't wait for him to grow up and actually able to ride. I don't know if we're going to go next year just because it's a big year, but maybe the year after that he'll be tall enough to really get on some of the cool ass rides. Hands down, just FYI, my favorite ride in all four parks is Guardians of the Galaxy Rewind. It's absolutely amazing. It is just, I can't say anything else other than it's just absolutely amazing. We got to ride it back to back on our Epcot day, and it was awesome. Unfortunately, we didn't get the song that we wanted. I think there's a potential of 5 songs, and we were wanting the September song, but it didn't happen. So it's whatever. That just means we have to come back, and keep riding it over and over. So, uh, but yeah, Disney's awesome. Um, the shows and everything like that. If you have the opportunity to go and are a Disney fan and maybe even have small children, you know, I would say go. You're gonna need to save up some money for sure. Need to save up some money. And if you, it's really cool that you can. It's cool and stupid, in my opinion, that you can use Disney gift cards there. However, they don't allow you to just put it into one single thing. Like you could collect, say, this is just hypothetical. If you had $10,000 just saved up, ready to go for a Disney trip, and you just want to put it on a single account, it doesn't seem like you could do that. You can attach your, I think, either debit or credit card to your Magic Bands. That's cool. However, like we took advantage of buying gift cards because you can go to Sam's Club and get certain amount off every time you buy them. So if you buy enough, you eventually get some of your money kind of back in a sense. So that's what we did. Um, but for the gift cards, they only allow you to put up to on one single one. Like you can have as many as you want, but on one single one, you can only put up to 1,000. So say you get 3 or 4 thousand, you have 3 cards to go through. That's dumb to me. I don't know why you can't just have one single card. Because like I was telling Jaden, it'd be really cool to buy a single gift card that was like a, a, a cool character that if you found one, not just the generic ones that where we did, it just has Mickey Mouse on it. But if you found like, I don't know, a Marvel character and it had on there and you wanted to keep that one over and over because you can just keep reloading it, but it was very tedious because we had a shitload of gift cards gifted to us over the past year and a half or whatnot, and to him. So I had to go in there and manually add them to the main one, and then delete that one, and then keep going over and over. It was stupid. Disney needed to work on this 21st century $1 billion company. Y'all got to figure something out. I don't know. It's just mad annoying. But overall, to say it was an awesome trip. Um, look forward to going back, mainly with him. Getting to do a little bit more. So Disney Cruise is also awesome. I can't wait to do a Disney Cruise as another one. I know they're expensive, but they're cool as shit. My goal next time, if he gets to go on one, is eat 10 ice cream cones in the entire trip. I didn't do it last time. I think I got to 7 or something. I was getting sick. So keep doing what you're doing, Disney. I know some things are messed up in my opinion, but it's whatever. Uh, but yeah, back to normal for now. We're getting into holiday season. For whatever reason, the wife has already put up Disney. I mean, not Disney. I'm surprised we don't have more Disney, like Halloween or Disney Christmas items to place. She put up Christmas already. I know it's only November, so happy holidays to all. So, secondly, since I've gotten back, just been playing a couple games, trying to finish Final Fantasy Tactics, Ivalice Chronicles, and I did end up beating it. And it was like 30-ish to 40-ish hours. Some of that was AFK farming. But once I got to chapter 4 and I guess spoiler alert, a character, Orlando, he's Sid, essentially, because all Final Fantasy games have Sid, except for like 1 or 2. He's OP as shit, and he can just carry you. So, once I got him, I kind of just opened up the farming AFK. I'm actually doing it right now. You can't hear it because my TV's muted, but I'm trying to platinum the game just because I'm already close enough. And you got to get every single ability with every single job. So, the easiest way to do that is the AFK farming method. And I think it's still working. Looking at the TV. I don't know. It may be working. Anyways. So, yeah, beat it. The game is awesome. I don't, this is a great remake for Square Enix. I hope they, if they are actually going to do a Final Fantasy IX remake in the fashion of this, not really changing the core gameplay, I hope this is what they do to it. Because adding the voice acting was an awesome addition to the game. It was awesome. Um, you know, obviously Ben Starr, he's a Final Fantasy nerd and just a great voice actor to begin with. Him being Dysturg, I think it's how you say it. He voiced him very well. So, and the other performances were top notch. So, I'll probably slow roll it now to platinum it. Like I said, I only got a few things to do, and it shouldn't take me too much longer. Platinum it, and then just kind of be done with it because I don't think they're going to do War of the Lions as the DLC or anything like that. So my next game up, and I finally was able to order it, is Digimon. I've been looking forward to this Digimon game for ever since they shown it, and it's got a lot of good reviews. It's going to be probably twice as long as this game, just because I think there's like 400 Digimon, and the amount of grinding that it has, I know from playing Cyber Sleuth, it's going to be a beast. But I'm down for that because I don't think there's any other games for the rest of the year that I am personally looking at. Um, I am kind of mixing that in with Pokemon, the Legends or Legend Z to A. That's just a casual thing. It's nothing major. Just whenever I can, just pick up and play for a few minutes. I think rank Y or something like that. Maybe no X or yeah, something like that. I don't know. You basically got to go all the way from Z to A. That's the name of it. And I'll just casually mix that in there. And another game, well, Black Hammer and I actually tried to play Little Nightmares 3 because it came out and it's a co-op game, and they advertised it as it has a friends pass. And we played Split Fiction earlier in the year, and it was an awesome game and experience. So we figured we'd try Little Nightmares. I didn't do the research, and it's kind of shitty, but you have to be on the same platform. So even though I got it on Xbox Game Pass or Xbox as a whole, I play on PC, he plays on console, and you can't do that even with the Friends Pass. So that I think all companies need to work on that. So they need to adopt um, the method that Split Fiction does, where the Friend Pass goes to anything from PC to Xbox, PC to PlayStation, PC to Switch. I don't know if they actually do Switch, but that's understandable because Nintendo sucks at some things. Um, so they need to adopt that. If they do, I 100% will buy it again and we will play it. But the other thing that came out is Battlefield 6, and it's been crushing it. Shout out to them, to EA, for finally getting their shit together and creating a good Battlefield. I'm not a big Battlefield fan to begin with. However, when it pushes Call of Duty, that's what I want. And they, so far with their game, in terms of the campaign and multiplayer, they are. And they actually just released their BR. They've never done a battle royale, and it's called Red Sec. And that's what Black Hammer and I have kind of been filling the void because we're done with Grounded 2 for right now until the winter update comes, whatever that is. And, COD just is, it's COD. There's nothing new. They're waiting until Black Ops 7 comes in a couple weeks. But I don't know what the BR is going to do. I think they've already said that the big map is actually not coming until spring, which is kind of shitty. But it does look like a Blackout 2.0. And I loved Blackout. I 100% agree that if Blackout was free to play and crossplay, it would still be living today. It was like a real battle royale. That was my first battle royale experience. Um, and the reason I say it's more of a battle royale because you actually go in there, find the weapons, and have to get equipment or attachments. Versus Warzone, you have your loadout; they have attachments on them already. So, but with Battlefield, it's kind of like it has Blackout vibes as well, which has been awesome. The map is Blackout vibes because of how vibrant it is, but also in terms of the kits that you get, allow you to add attachments to the guns. You can have your loadout gun. It comes in. You can't buy it, which is a different way to play. Could be good or bad or whatever. But overall, I've been having fun with it. They only have duos and quads right now. which is kind of sucky. It kind of sucks because most of the time we are running duos, just me and him. But then if we get a third, it's like then we have to play with a random. We don't communicate with them or whatever, and it makes it hard as shit. Because there are some things I would like to change, and maybe we'll do an episode because I want to talk to Jordan and Kiwi because they actually bought the game and they've been playing the multiplayer. So I want to talk to them about it, but I also want to talk to Black Hammer about it. So I'll save that maybe for another episode, maybe next week. But overall, it's been fun. So the main topic that I brought up earlier is 5 games that influence me or make me the gamer I am, I guess you would say. Uh, I don't necessarily remember the very first video game I ever played. It had to be something on the NES, the like the OG Nintendo. Um, I really couldn't tell you. Maybe like freaking Duck Hunt or something. But the earliest ones I really remember is the Super Nintendo and like Super Mario World, uh, Mortal Kombat. We rented a lot of Super Nintendo games. Doom. So, but what defines it like for me for who I am, if you knew me, then I would say the first real one, the first real two-ish games is Final Fantasy VII, the original, that in '97, and The Legend of Dragoon. These are the first real RPGs that I played. I played FF7. I didn't have it. I played it through um, my friend Hunter back in the day. He and I would go over to his house mainly and we would play it. I don't think, after the life of me, can I remember if we actually beat it because of how hard, not how hard the game was, but how in depth that game was. I actually only beat Final Fantasy VII, the original one, maybe I want to say like 10-ish years ago. Um, I bought it on Steam and I played all the way through it, beat it, and you know, got all the side characters, and that's what really made the new FF7 trilogy really special to me because I understood it as an adult, and I know when they do come out with the third one, I'm going to know what to actually, what was back in the day of like 1997, what it had, and now they've just revamped it. So, and the reason I am doing kind of a split one for the first one with, like I said, Final Fantasy VII OG and then The Legend of Dragoon. The Legend of Dragoon I owned, so Hunter would play with me, but I ended up beating it. I bought a strategy guide from freaking um, GameStop back in the day. I've owned Legend of Dragoon like 3 or 4 times in my life from like the physical copies. So, and I beat it once, like actually when I was a kid, and then never played it again until probably I think it was a couple years ago. They like I still had I don't have the physical copy anymore. I traded it in, I think, just to get some money towards Pokemon cards, but I couldn't play it anywhere else because PlayStation at the time they were, since the PS5 came out, they've started to slowly implement um, backwards compatibility games like with the OG PlayStation. And they finally put on. When did they put? Legend of Dragoon. When did it come to PlayStation 5? 2023. So nearly 2 years ago, well, 2 years ago, it finally came to PlayStation Plus. You could either buy it or be a part of the premium and play it on the catalog, the classic catalog. I ended up just buying it, so I will forever have it. And I have now beat it like 3 or 4 times, and I think I'm going to make this a game that I play every single year moving forward. And if Oliver is somebody who wants to play games, I can show him like this absolutely amazing game. I know, unfortunately, it'll never be remade because I don't think the studio actually exists anymore. And this was this game. It came out way too late in the cycle of PlayStation because it came out right before the PS2. Um, but B, it was trying to, it was a Western RPG, and it was trying to compete with Final Fantasy VII, and it was too late because it came out in 2000 and FF7 came out in 97. So it was too late, but however, they did an absolutely amazing job. I think it competes. It's hard to compete with Final Fantasy VII overall, but there's a reason that people want this remade. Um, and I think, and they've already admitted this to it, and why I love Clair Obscur, because I don't know if there's a 100% correlation, but they've talked about it that they drew influence for the combat from the Legend of Dragoon, and I think that's what differentiates it a little bit from FF7 because the active uh, sequence that you have to go through of hitting X essentially as you're trying to hit your combos versus original FF7, you're just, doing your move and then, even though you had the active time battle system with Legend of Dragoon, you had your move set, and if you didn't actually execute it, then you're not going to get the full power of whatever move you're trying to do. And that was awesome. And to include the parry system, not the parry system, the counter system um, within it. And I think that's if Clair Obscur can take this battle system that they have and add even more depth to it with adding different buttons, I think it would be absolutely amazing. So those are the two that really drove me into gaming. But another original one is Metal Gear Solid. I played that demo because back in the day, as much as I hate saying back in the day, you would get demo discs going to I can't remember the name of Media Play store and getting those discs, getting Metal Gear Solid demo, Gran Turismo demo, freaking Cool Borders. Oh, such an amazing. We got that demo like right before one Christmas. I played the shit out of it over and over and over and over. But Metal Gear Solid, I got the demo, but I played the original. Like I actually had the physical copy, and the stealth in it, just the extra shit that you could do with playing with Ninja, or I think it's what's his ninja? I don't know, the stealth dude. It it was completely different than Final Fantasy VII and Legend of Dragoon, but just the strategy and everything involved into it, and it still holds to this day. Like it's one of the best games of all time. Um, I look forward to them actually. I think they put it on this latest Metal Gear Solid collection or maybe they didn't. I think they're going to try to remake. Is it 1 or 2? I'm not sure. I want to go back and replay Metal Gear Solid. Also the boss fights. If you had no strategy guide, you didn't know for Mantis to switch your controller port. That was mind blowing, bro. Mind blowing. It's absolutely awesome. So, and then um, early 2000s, I don't necessarily remember a lot of what I played because you got into PS2 era, Xbox, and I didn't have an Xbox. I had PS2, but I had Final Fantasy X, um, and that was another one I didn't until later in life that I kind of fully beat and rebeat and everything like that. But what really 2008, I think it was junior year of high school. Yeah, freaking World of Warcraft. So it Hunter he introduced it to me and my other friend Aaron, and it caught a hold on me. It caught a hold on him, not as much on the other Aaron, because his internet was at the time it was the worst thing I've ever seen in my life. Like it could be considered worse than dial up, like a caveman. So, um, I got my first like real computer because of WoW. I mean, it was a shitty way to get it, but I won't say how I got it. But WoW just it took over my life. Like I basically played sports, came home, and played WoW. Um, and you know, I'm sure I missed out on a lot of good ass video games during the period of me fully playing WoW. Because I played it, like I said, as soon as I got home from school, I was on the game or either playing basketball or something on the weekends, playing like golf. So it was literally sports and WoW. So I didn't play anything else. No real console games. I don't even think I had a console at the time. Um, you know, some of the best memories I've ever had came through WoW. Meeting some of the, you know, there's a lot of people that's in this channel that are from WoW. Donkey, Jordan, Kiwi, Rack, Cypher. Um, so WoW will always have a hold on me. I know I did that episode a few weeks back about it, but this has to be probably the most influential game in my life just because of how long I played it, how many hours I put into it, the people I met through it, the experiences I had through it. It, I don't know. I have a lot of, it made me, it's probably one of the first games that made me hate video games because as at points, I became super miserable playing that game because it comes in the expansions that I played. They were chores. It was a job. It was a job. And once like Jordan, Kiwi Rack, and Donkey kind of moved on towards them, it was I did my own thing, and the people I led, you know, I'm I was never like super good at the game, but I was okay. And WoW is a super easy game to learn, especially these days, because you can almost have things play it for you. But it was pretty simple. Move out of the bad shit, do enough on your part, either healing, damaging, or tanking, and you could beat it. Now, once it gets to harder fights and everything, there is a lot more coordination that has to happen. And I never necessarily made it there. Um, but the people I did lead, I 100% will admit, and these people will never come back and ask me this because I don't talk to them. But I know I was a shitty leader, and I didn't do what was needed in terms of coming up with these strategies. We just copied people because of how behind we were. But I just simply expected you to not be terrible at the game. And playing this game, because of how big it is all over the world back then and even today, you have so many different variety of people. The super casuals that they're still learning. They're not there to be good at the game. They just want to be around people, and I get that. But that game broke me. So that's why I take breaks now from video games like Warzone, um, and even some of the RPGs that I played today. I take breaks, and I have to because of WoW, what it did to me. So, but I have to give its dues. It just it's phenomenal, game regardless of us shitting on it all the time. It's been there for over 15 years, 20 now or whatever. So next up we got Fallout 4. This is probably my most played PS4 game, and I played it so much. I actually even built they had settlements, and this is probably where I really get my building um aspect. Like I loved Age of Empires. I should have put that on here. But I think Fallout 4 just did something different for me. Um I played so much of it, and it's just an absolute amazing game. Bethesda got that one right. I know a lot of people don't care for it because of the settlement system, but I think it was awesome. Um, and plus, my dad played the shit out of it too, so it's weird. I still have my Fallout 4 copy or save file on my PS5, and if I ever I've found myself just randomly going back to it for some reason. So, the last one, unfortunately, another game that I kind of hate, but for the past 5 years, it's been Warzone, Call of Duty Warzone. When it came out in 2020, we were all in. You know, I don't, I don't think the game, I don't think this mode lasts as long if it doesn't come out during. I don't know. It's hard because Call of Duty is literally plus 20 years in terms of franchise. It's just this mode was a swing for them because, like I said, Blackout came out first with Black Ops 4, I think, and they're stupid. And it wasn't you had to buy the game to play it, so that's like $60 back then, and you could only play with that. You know, you it was either I think it was either console or PC. It was no crossplay. So they messed up there. But with Warzone, it kind of came out of nowhere because they needed something. I think this was the turning point for Call of Duty and Activision. Um, they had just hadn't been on a good run, and then they were going to revamp essentially. They had all their. It had been like futuristic shit. So with 2019, they came out with Modern Warfare, trying to reset the franchise essentially, going back to uh, combat boots on the ground. So they come out with that in 2019, and then the pandemic hits, and then Warzone drops. I think it was in March, and it just caught fire because everyone was at home, and They thought Modern Warfare 2019 was good, and it was. It was a good way to get back onto their roots, you would say. And I mean, we play this basically every night, and this is I actually played this game like the early game from 2020 to like 21 to 22 solo. I would play solo. Like I would get on by myself and just play solo and enjoy the shit out of it. So, and it's the first time that like Black Hammer and I have really played a game together. Like during college, like high school, we didn't play anything. Um, when I got to college with him, we played the shit out of 2K. Some of the best memories I'll ever have. Just arguing, us going back and forth. But then when we got out, you know, jobs, relationships, everything like that, we didn't necessarily connect as much. So Warzone comes out. He's playing. I at the time, neither one of us had kids. Neither of us married. Uh, so it took over like every night. We played the shit out of this game well into the morning. I'm talking like sometimes this was like 3 or 4 in the morning. So we still play it today. Um, like I said, I have to take breaks because I just hate the game. It's very infuriating. It has highs. It surely does. I don't think anything will ever peak with the 2020 2021 Warzone. Unfortunately, but it was a different time, different feel. Everyone wasn't what they are today of min maxing fully. They didn't understand the game. It was everybody figuring it out. I actually made TikToks. I was making TikToks for early Warzone, and I was having so much fun. And we even got like Kiwi to play. We we got Donkey to play. And that's just a miracle in its own right. So, but yeah, for now we're playing Red Sec. We'll see how the new Call of Duty comes, like how it is, and how that Warzone come and plays. So, but I'm sure we'll be playing it. We mainly when we do play Warzone, we don't play um the big map Verdansk right now. Even that's what people want. Black Hammer and I are really just small map people. So the big map just doesn't have that same feel for to me at least. So, but yeah, those are you know I'm sure if I dove into it and actually had a pretty good memory and really look back at the actual games, I could probably find more games that would be more influential to me. Because like that Fallout 4 one, I love that game, and yeah, as much as I play, but I feel like I could play or find something that would define me a little bit more. But Warzone, WoW, and Legend of Dragoon are like a three locks, three 100% locks. And if you asked anyone in this channel, they would probably say those are my locks. So I got some wiggle room with the other two. That but maybe if I can get the others to talk about this, I'll do another episode. I think that'd be awesome to kind of understand what flows in their mind of the games that have influenced them and just defines who they are. That'd be cool. So I'm gonna go ahead and end it there. It's awesome to get back to the episodes. Gonna try to be. I hate saying trying to be consistent, but I'm gonna do the content or make these episodes whenever I can, and whenever they want to as well. So I would love to do a Battlefield review with Hammer, Jordan, and Kiwi. I would love to do one of these episodes. Um, Whenever I do finish Digimon, I'll give my thoughts on it. I'm not gonna do if Jordan finishes Final Fantasy Tactics, I'll do a review with him. I'm not sure when that'll be. So, but yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and end it there. Remember, follow our Twitter. It's at Spatchy123. Listen to us on Spotify, Anchor, YouTube. Uh, like those videos. I don't obviously put a lot of effort into them, but if you just like it, subscribe or whatever, it'd be awesome. If not, it's perfectly fine. Tell us if you like the content, don't like the content. Please give us any feedback. It'd be wonderful to actually get a comment that wasn't a robot. But I understand, I don't put a lot of effort into this. It's just a super, super side hobby for me. But, we out here just voicing opinions. Last thing, I'm glad Nintendo was denied the lawsuit trying to go after Power World. That was shitty of you guys. So, but yeah, ended there. And remember, you can continue to believe us. If you don't, peace.